Hey, it's Greg Kihn, and I got a new book out. I'm really proud of this one. It's called Painted Black. It's the sequel to Rubber Soul. It's the further adventures of good old Dustbin Bob, our hero from Rubber Soul. And you know, it's interesting because I have a connection with the Stones myself. I actually opened a couple of shows for the Stones at the Seattle Kingdom, 85,000 people per show. Whew. Man, I tell you, that's pressure. And after the show, I used to find Bill Graham and thank him for the gig. He says, come with me, come with me. I had no idea where he was taking me. He took me through 5 or 6 layers of security, and finally, we were on the inner sanctum of the Rolling Stones. And I'm sitting on a couch there with Jerry Hall and Mick Jagger on one side, and Charlie Watts on the other side, and we're talking. And it was just great, and they were really nice, and I had a wonderful, little chit-chat with them. But there's one thing about the Rolling Stones, that they smoke like chimneys. Everybody in the band was smoking. And I was a smoker back in those days, and it started to get to me after a while, so I asked Mick Jagger for a cigarette. And he says, yeah, man, take the whole pack. And he gives me a pack of, it was Marlboro box, I remember that. And he explained to me that every guy in the band got a carton at every gig. So like there was no shortage of cigarettes. So I smoked a cigarette or two with the Rolling Stones, and then it was time to go. And I went back to my dressing room, and my guys are like, oh man, you got to meet the Stones? And you didn't tell us? I said, look, it just happened, you know? But I do have the cigarettes, the sacred Jagger cigarettes, right here. And my guys are like, ooh. Everybody smoked one very reverently, kind of like a joint, you know? Gary Phillips, who was the Keith Richards of my group, took the remainder of the cigarettes home, and he made a little shrine up there on his mantelpiece with the set list, a guitar pick from Keith Richards, and the Rolling Stones cigarettes. And we go out on the road for a month with Journey right after that. He's got a house sitter. He gets home a month later, and he goes, hey, where's the sacred cigarettes? Where's Jagger's cigarettes? And the guy goes, oh, you mean those Marlboros? I smoked them, dude. Oh, God. And poor Gary just died. I mean, I think he actually cried. Anyway, it's called Painted Black, published by Open Road Media. You can find it at gregkihn.com or wherever fine books are downloaded or sold or bartered.